I could have won a plate.
I mean, grew up racing Oscar.
Yeah, it's actually crazy, man.
Welcome to the Karting Couch podcast. We're three dudes talking about karting, all involved in the industry, just in three different capacities. I'm Nick. This is Harry. This is Jordi. Let's get into it. What are we drinking today?
I've got our cruisers. I've got guava flavour vodka cruiser. I haven't had these since I was 16.
16-year-old.
Peach, what you got there?
I got pineapple.
Pineapple.
So,
Yeah, guys. So I recently had the 4SS Orange Plate state title, which is in the four-stroke class. It's kind of like our main, I guess, event of the season. So we all compete, and the winner gets to have an orange plate on their cart, and they keep that for the entire year. So for us, it's like a big deal. It's like our main kind of championship race.
I don't think it's just important to you guys. A plate full stop is important. No matter what colour it is,
Yeah.
a plate is a plate.
Yeah,
Because I remember the 4SS didn't get a plate, didn't get their own state titles until 3 or 4 years ago. So they're running for quite a few years without having that build-up event.
yeah,
Because originally when 4SS came in, it wasn't supposed to be a premier class. It wasn't at nationals and it wasn't at state titles. So pretty cool that they gave you the chance to have your own state titles separate from everything else.
right. Yeah, no, it is good. And like obviously, for those who don't know, 4SS is basically the entry-level karting class, right? So it's a lot more budget-friendly, less costly. We all run a sealed engine, which means that there isn't someone who is faster because their engine's been, enhanced with performance-wise or whatever. So, so yeah, it's a great class, but went over 2 days. So we had the 4 practice sessions, quali and then heat 1 on Saturday, and then we had heat 2, heat 3, heat 4, and then the final on Sunday.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Was it final only counts? What was the kind of
Yes,
breakdown?
yeah, it was interesting. So it was you do your quali. Obviously, you get your grid for heat 1 from the quali. So fastest time, is P1, then so forth. And then heat 2 was also based off your quali, and then heat 3 was based off the points that you got from heat 1 and heat 2.
Yep.
Then heat 4 was like a pre-final, so wherever you finished in heat 4 was where you would start in the final.
Yeah, that's old school.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good format.
Yeah, and then
It's like
brutal.
OG Club Day.
Yeah, that's how they used to run club days.
Right,
And,
yeah.
a lot of events.
2013
Yeah,
prime.
when we were in juniors,
Yeah.
that's basically what the standard format was.
Yeah.
yeah, so
It's brutal.
and then it was final counts. So like wherever you finished the final was, you could have started last, and if you won the final, you win the plate.
Yeah.
So
Sad
yeah.
to go throughout the weekend.
Yeah. So it was pretty crazy. Like I got there late actually, so I only had one practice, right? So I was only in the last practice session, and then after that,
Have a sleep in or something.
long
missed
story
practice.
short, I had a boxing fight, but that's a story for another time. So I rocked up late and then went straight into qualied P4. So I was stoked.
Far out.
Yeah,
Huge.
and it was like a grid of 16 as well.
What,
Yeah.
what category? What lot?
I was medium weight.
Yeah,
So
It says medium.
yeah, 4SS medium, which is a minimum weight of 155 kilos, including driver and the car.
Now, you have gotten into this as a mature age driver, if we're talking university terminology.
Yeah.
You come into it as a university age. Sorry, mate, it's already got me.
Mature age driver.
Mature age driver.
Yeah.
You haven't grown up doing this sport, having a karting dad absolutely look over you like the overlord. Jordi and I know for a fact, if we showed up to the track late and missed out a session, fuck, I don't want to be driving home with my dad on the way home.
Oh, I wouldn't even make it to the track if I slept in when I was in juniors.
Yeah.
That would be like, let's go on the
And
gum
look,
tree.
I could have
maybe
won.
this.
I could have won a plate
Yeah.
on the way home. You still missed practice 1. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm never taking you to the go-kart track ever again. How'd you then end up going throughout the weekend?
So it was good. I mean, it was up and down at the start. I finished P5 in the first heat, so like not too bad, and then P7 in the next one. So a bit backwards. But then Heat 3 was interesting. So, like, I got really lucky. Will Wade, who was running P2 for most of that race, he had a engine problem, so then he had a DNF. Had a couple of the guys getting a tussle, like, had a spin, and then, passed them. I ended up finishing P2.
Oh,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Mate,
So
you
then-
take that.
Yeah, I know. And then, so then I started in the pre-final P3.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, somehow with...
Were you on the inside or the outside?
So I was on the inside then, and I was... Because the outside of that track on turn 1 was really tough at Ballarat.
Did you just ask if P3's on the inside? Come on, mate.
Yeah, because it was at Ballarat Card Club, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favourite tracks.
It's a good track.
Really
That's
good.
why I could. That's why I qualified well, because I
there
remember that track, and I've been there before, loved it.
May I ask you,
Mm.
rudely interrupt, where did you stay? What hotel?
I stayed in my new rooftop tent
Oh, okay.
on the
All right.
top of my
Okay.
car,
Okay.
like a king.
Yep,
It was a little castle.
A little overview.
It was awesome.
Watch what people are doing.
Oh,
Really
yeah,
good
yeah.
rooftop tent.
Story for
Unreal.
another day, but we stayed in a haunted place once. Well, I'm guaranteed it's haunted. I feel it's haunted.
Just the
At Ballarat. So,
Sauce Box Motel.
yeah, but I think we could probably do an entire episode on shitty hotels we've stayed
Bad
in.
hotels. Yeah.
Bad hotels.
Country town motels.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And if
There's
there's
a bit
anyone,
of
that, if there's anyone that knows all about it, is Jordan kept booking us the worst fucking hotels,
Yeah.
honestly. So,
Got to be
Yeah.
in budget, mate.
yeah, tell your boss
You're
to
not
spend
buying
more.
the Ritz.
Anyway, sorry.
No,
Rooftop
yeah.
tent. So,
No, so yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, the tent was great, but
Second
I
row for the
was
final.
I was starting P3. Yeah, it was the pre-final, because in the pre-final, then I actually found pace, and I was stuck with the leaders, and then halfway through the race, I was still in P3. I had Will Wade in front of me, and then Braden was leading, and then I sort of punted Will into the lead because he was making a move on the inside.
Yeah.
Then I was able to follow him through. So then I got into P2, and then finished P2. So that was like
Shit.
unreal.
oh, actually,
Hell yeah.
And then-
Beat Slammer. Mate.
Yeah, so I actually
unheard
got
of.
so we both got in front of Slammer, and that was like a massive fuck yeah moment.
Slammer's the
Good fist bump.
he's the 4SS goat.
Yeah.
Right,
he's a
yeah.
man.
So
Yeah.
he's
The
really
undisputed.
fast.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Slammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Gotta get him on.
Oh,
Get a
mate.
couple of beers
Oh,
into
yeah.
it. Get him on.
Yeah. And then I'm feeling really good. Obviously, starting P2 for the final. Race starts. Had Marcellus behind me, who's really quick all weekend as well. And coming into turn 1, I'm on the outside now as well. Go to turn. Marcellus got punted from behind. It was like a train of just punts.
Yeah.
His cart was sort of just locked on my inside rear tyre. I go to turn, cart just wouldn't turn, and then I was like, in that moment, I'm like, yeah, nah, it's finished. Like,
Busted, yeah.
I was just a passenger, and then all of a sudden, his car just went like shot straight over the back of me, and then his nose cone was like on me, and we just went flying off.
Oh my
And then
god.
I was able to push him off, and then kept going. So,
Yeah.
but I finished like P14 or something like that. But
In the-
yeah. So turn 1, and it was it, and that was finished for me. So unfortunate ending, but
So you finished
Did
what,
ya?
14th?
something like that. Yeah.
The 14th best 4SS driver in medium.
Yeah.
Undisputed
take that.
14th.
You'll take that.
But I had a lot of fun. It was such a good weekend. Like,
Yeah.
and I did in that moment. I wasn't frustrated. Like, I literally was just like, nothing I could have done.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good social. Good social
Yeah.
weekend.
You
as well.
lose some.
And then I actually had fun chasing down the
Yeah.
back markers, because they were like half a lap, in front.
Yeah.
And then by the end, because we had 16 laps,
Mhm.
which was pretty long for even 4-stroke. I got back up by the end, got 2 overtakes, and
Yeah,
I was
sick.
like,
Yeah.
I was stoked. It was good.
Yeah.
How
do you find
yeah.
the level of racing at a state title plate event versus your club days or even the typical kind of open meetings you've been to in the past?
Honestly, it was actually really clean.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, most of the heats, the majority of the heats, like, all of us leaders were just, it was just good racing. Like, there's a lot of passes, but they were all clean.
Yeah.
And like that pre-final heat that I did where I finished P2, that was, I said to myself at the end, I'm like, this was, I reckon, the race of the year for me, because it was honestly so fun. And it was good racing, just clean.
Yeah.
There was a bit of carnage and stuff, but it was I don't know, that stuff just happens.
Yeah,
So
especially on the start, just
yeah,
you get that sometimes. But was it like a step above in terms of like, did you find people were more prepared, or like kind of that next kind of step being a state title is just a little bit stiffer in the competition?
to be honest, I think because the majority of the grid was just familiar faces, I felt like it was. It did feel like any other sort of club day in the sense of the skill level and the way people were treating it. But the only difference I'd say was more people had fresh slicks.
Yeah.
Like they came in with fresh slicks.
I love that that's
Yeah.
a thing
Yeah,
for Forest
Yeah.
racing. It's
Yeah.
they showed up with fresh slicks this weekend. Like,
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a good bunch of dudes that are doing it, and
Yeah, it is.
you know,
It's a really good
It's
bunch.
all
It's probably the biggest difference between, racing at two strokes. When you go to nationals in, KA3 or tag or whatever, it's like everyone's got 3 engines, lease motors.
they don't talk to one another.
Don't talk to each other.
Marquees
Yeah.
don't talk to one another.
Like 2 or 3 sets of fresh tyres just for practice on Thursday or Friday or whatever.
Shit. Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
like kind of probably that's where the difference is, because I was thinking like when I used to go to a state title, it'd be like, man, it's like a step above. It's the same guys, but everyone's bringing the best gear. But I guess in 4-stroke you kind of can't. Which is
Yeah.
probably the beauty of the class. Like
It's
there's no
pretty much impossible to outspend the next guy. Like
Right.
there's
there's
less,
no lease engines.
there's
like,
less
Yeah.
variables on the motor. There's less variables on the go kart. Like
Yeah.
less moving parts.
Yeah.
It's like, oh mate, got a new tie rod to replace the bent one that's been running 6 months.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
kind of it.
Yeah, like for the whole 4SS trail that we did, which is it's like I guess the equivalent of a series for us. We go to different tracks every month and race.
Overall championship for it.
Yeah, exactly. Like during that trail, I was just on the same set of tires for the whole season,
Wow.
right? And then so I was one of the people who rocked up to the orange plate with fresh slicks, but that's the first fresh set I've had all year.
Yeah.
So these hard because they're hard tires.
Yeah.
The Maxxis whites, so they last a really long time. Like,
Yeah.
so it's good.
Yeah. I remember I did a one-off race in 4SS.
Yep.
Must have been 2024, 3?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
It wasn't last year, it was the year before.
Yep.
Maybe it was the year before that.
I think that was
Repping the Amiga. Yeah, so we were running the Vega tyres.
Yeah.
I bought them for $50 second hand from a dude who was racing 4SS at Pucker.
Yeah.
And I think it was the last club day of the year. It might have been October or November. He'd been running them since February.
Yeah.
I just bought them for $50 and just doing a muck around with some mates, whatever.
Yeah.
And the tyres were fine. I was still
Yeah.
like, neck and neck with some of the quick guys. I was
It's
racing.
really hard compound.
Oh, mate.
Oh.
Yeah. It's hard as, like, rental car tyres. Just
Yeah.
chuck them on, last forever.
Did you guys watch the recent F1 race?
I was actually at the track. Was that Oakley? Sorry, not Vegas.
Yeah, we're gonna think-
That's actually what I
was.
Yeah, I was in the paddock,
right. Okay.
Yeah, to the lead
At the
jet
kart
back.
track,
Yeah,
yeah.
to the jet back. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
here. So we are fresh off the Vegas Grand Prix. Literally, yesterday. Started at 3 p.m. for us.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
yeah, 3 hours ago.
Since the race finished, both of them had been disqualified.
Yeah.
That was nice news to wake up to this
Yeah.
morning.
So
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I actually didn't hear about that part. So like, what they get disqualified for?
Plank wear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thin bit of. I think it's.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would make a difference in speed or performance, but there's a plank underneath the car if it wears down under a certain width.
Tolerance,
Yeah,
yeah.
tolerance. You get done basically, and
Yeah.
both cars got done. So
Happened to Ferrari in China. Might have been last year. So it's
yeah.
not
Yeah,
the first time it's happened. Double DNF for both cars because of plank wear.
yeah.
Obviously they're running, to do with ride height and how much aero they're running. So if they're running too much aero at too low a ride height, you're just going to be scraping that floor.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of people are saying, it's so stiff, like, doesn't make a difference. But I guess it's the same with karting. Like, if you run your fuel that little bit too low, like, you're 500 grams or whatever the smallest margin on the scales is, probably doesn't make a huge difference. It might be
Yeah.
But a rule's a rule. You got to cut
3
off
tenths
somewhere.
over. Yeah, there has to be a line.
It's
And
just
you
shit.
can't have tolerance for the line because then the line moves. Like, it's just,
It's
that's
just
the
shit
line.
when it's like your driver,
Yeah.
and when it's
Oh, 100%.
the Australian driver, and
Yeah.
the whole country's on the edge of their seat right now,
Oh, yeah.
hoping Oscar to win, and he's so close, but then he's just
Man.
it's out of grasp
Yeah,
so
every
just a
weekend.
little bit away.
Were they both disqualified?
Yeah,
Yeah,
both
yeah,
of them
yeah.
for the same thing.
That's crazy.
I know this is. I don't know. My understanding is, I'm okay. Oscar not getting points as long as Lando's not getting points, but it didn't
Yeah.
improve on Lando at any point.
No.
Like,
Mm.
yeah.
If anything, this is a good result for Oscar compared to where he finished because it's
Yeah.
not losing points to Lando.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
tied it up. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, Max is closer, but at the end of the day, he's not further away from the championship lead. So
yeah, no, it's so rough, and I think honestly, it proves like so much about Verstappen. As much as I don't want him to win,
man,
like, but imagine if he wins, and that was not the fastest car at the start of the year, and like.
No.
Those McLarens were so dominant, and now they're just
Yeah.
like the cracks are showing.
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely like choke city at the moment, and
Oh.
yeah, McLaren. It's
Here's every Australian laughing at Lando for the first half of the season.
Yeah.
And now it's like literally happening to.
yeah, it's going the other way now. Well, Oscar hasn't won since.
Yeah, what was
I
that?
think it was Netherlands.
Yeah,
I think.
Zandvoort or whatever.
Zandvoort. So his drop off is, you know, pretty spectacular as well. The fact it's barely got a podium since then.
Yeah.
He's surely he's lost confidence from the crashes. Like that's, don't you reckon?
Yeah, that DNF in Azerbaijan's pretty bad. The crash in quality,
Yeah,
then the
yeah,
crash in
yeah.
turn 1 or 2 or whatever it was.
That must. The weight of a country
Yeah.
on you,
Yeah.
the weight of such a dominant team on you,
Yeah.
and then to have a mistake in qualifying, like, earlier on in the weekend, like he did in Baku,
Yeah.
is. That must be. Like, how you deal with that pressure, I have no idea. But that is crazy.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but at the same time, a lot of them say like once you're in the car, you're just driving, sort of thing. You're just maximising your result as much as
Yeah.
you can. Like it doesn't. Well, I can't say for sure because I've never been in a position where you're getting televised to like 150
Yeah.
million or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I suppose for them, they're drivers. They go out and do the driving, but yeah, it's definitely a lot of pressure goes into it, and the stress building up as the race weekend builds up.
He looks
I can't imagine how hard your
Oh.
heart would be going when you're on the grid and you know going through the motions of the race weekend and fuck, I'm starting to fear they really need to beat Lando. Blah blah blah.
Carlos Sainz looked like he was up there in qualifying.
Yeah.
Then where did he start actually? Do you remember?
I think he had fourth.
Oh, I don't know.
He won last
Somebody
year,
correct
didn't he?
us. Somebody correct. Well, he, in the Ferrari last year, but
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
he's been driving that Williams like.
Oh
Yeah.
man. And then Albon was on the other end. He
Yeah.
had that early incident,
Yeah.
just like right down the back, and yeah, see you later. Another weekend done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like our boy Lewis.
Mm.
That's so heartbreaking to see.
Yeah, that's rough, isn't it? He always starts the weekend so positive, and then
What
by the end
happened?
of he had a
Just nowhere.
awful qualifying. He couldn't get the tyres working in the rain and just awful.
Well,
He had a good start.
Very
though.
entertaining quali.
Yeah, he had a good start. I think he was like 20th to 14th or something after a
Yeah,
lap.
right.
Yeah.
That's decent.
I mean, he benefited from all the collisions around him, Colapinto, you know, smashing into everyone. But yeah, but he's been miles off Charles, to be fair.
Yeah.
Apart from a few inklings where he does well, he's been really struggling to
I
keep
think,
up.
but this is the first time in his career that he's had a team where it's okay. The priority is actually the team, not Lewis Hamilton. Whereas, like previously, it's like okay, we build a car around you. You're the star. But like,
Right.
if you're in Ferrari is the star.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
matter how big of a name you are.
Yeah,
Like,
he's the same with
Right.
Vettel.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But you said you haven't driven a Formula One car, but you've driven against one of these Formula One drivers.
Yeah, I mean, grew up racing Oscar.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's actually crazy, man.
I don't know.
So like, did you used to talk to him and stuff? Like,
We weren't best buddies or anything, but
Yeah.
you know, you'd race just about every weekend, and you
Yeah.
kind of rubbing shoulders and sharing pit spots every now and then. And
You share this driver's briefing with these guys. You can't
Yeah.
avoid them, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
you always grow up with, even the current kids now don't realise this, but their mates,
yeah,
there'll be a handful of them going off to supercars.
Yeah.
There is a percentage of your friendship group that will end up in as a professional driver,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
you don't know it at the time. And like,
inevitably in 10 years there'll be another
Yeah.
Aussie
Yeah,
in F1
yeah,
or
exactly.
Yeah.
however soon it might be.
but you
Yeah.
can't avoid them. Like, you're sharing a driver's briefing with them,
Yeah,
and you're in the same class.
yeah,
You're next to them
yeah,
as you're getting into your gear. on
Yeah.
the in-grid and on the out-grid.
Yeah, 100%.
You never don't speak to them. Like, it's...
Yeah, you just kind of learn
Yeah.
to. I don't know, yeah,
Come
you just-
second to him.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah, get very used to coming second to them. That's the same as, plenty of the other kids I raced against that are not kids anymore, but the
Yeah.
guys I raced against that have ended up in supercars or Carrera Cup or a few
Yeah.
in Le Mans or whatever.
We had a kid a couple of years ago
Yeah.
come to Jordan and go, so, you know where this
Yeah.
is going. He goes, what was it like racing with Oscar? And like, we more or less were going down this route of conversation, and then he goes, so what happened? He's now driving a McLaren down the street to go get groceries, and Jordi, you drive a WRX. Like, what happened
Basically,
there?
like-
nothing like
Yeah, and we're
nothing
just
hurts
like-
more than the
We're like,
Oh,
mate, you're the one asking for
child's
advice.
like-
I know. And we're like, mate, you're coming to us for advice. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
This
little shit.
10-year-old come up to me and was like, "Is it true you used to race Oscar?" And I was like, yeah, used to race him, here's some photos. And it's like, and here's an F1 and you're coaching kids at a go-kart track.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
this kid, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the 10-year-old's saying, oh, and you haven't moved up from go-karts yet, have you? Like, it's, yeah. But a lot of people don't realise go-karting's actually a sport still. There is these individuals in go-karts that their whole career is built around it,
Right.
and their business is built around it, and their driving career itself. And a lot of people don't regard karting as actually being a sport
Like
in itself.
professional,
It's yeah.
So, like,
just a
would they
stepping
be
stone.
making much money from doing that? Like, as a professional?
Oh,
Like, it's
they'd
a
have
career.
well,
They're getting sponsors and
you have your career paid for.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
it's not like a lot of these guys are working at the same time.
yeah,
A lot of them kind of
Right.
offset their driving with businesses around the sport. They
Right.
might have a coaching business or, a family run engine building or,
Yeah.
a whole range of things.
Yeah.
You're kind of still paying your way, if you will,
Yeah.
through karting. If it's a stepping stone, paying your way up to the, what now we've got so many categories in Australia. Like, we've got Cup Cars, Super 2, 86, XLs, Formula 4,
Yeah.
a list of...
Open and-
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you're still paying your whole way. It's only until people know your name, and at that point, then you start getting paid.
Yeah.
So it's not like all these guys are out getting paid as go-karting drivers.
In Europe, it might be a bit different. There's a lot more money in the sport. A lot of the big manufacturers want to get their chassis on top at CRK titles and all that sort of stuff. So it's
yeah.
probably more chance to see it over there. But even then, I'd say it's pretty rare.
So going back to you racing against Oscar Piastri, like, did you have many close battles? Like, how fast was he? Was he fast? I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to our discussion about state titles and plates and how good you have to be to win a plate, he
Yeah.
pretty much always had a state title on his card.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty much every category. So I used to race him in junior light, and then we went to junior clubman, which is basically like your KA2 sort of equivalent sort
Yeah.
of thing, like a performance junior class where you need the B grade license and all that.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was winning state titles there. We went across and raced in the South Australian titles. I think he won that as well in junior clubby.
Yep.
So yeah, always quick. The only time I ever got a sniff was like I was on my best ever race weekend,
Yeah.
and he was having an absolute dog of a weekend, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, beat Oscar. Like,
Oh shit!
But-
So you beat him.
yeah, very.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't want to say I was beating him on the regular. There was
Yeah,
a few
yeah.
occasions where I got lucky, and
Oh, that's unreal.
yeah,
it's pretty
so-
cool though.
that's got a framed timing sheet where it's got me P1, Oscar P2 sort of
Oh,
thing.
dude! Wow.
Johnny's
So-
got it on speed dial, that thing.
Yeah,
You
that's,
can find it within
that's my lock screen.
Yeah.
10 years later, 2015 August club day, got it screenshotted
Yeah,
and recorded.
and his spark plug was loose or something. Like,
Yeah, it was
he'd
probably
two or
like-
three wheel nuts on.
Yeah, 100%. It would have been, he was having an absolute shitter of a weekend.
I'm always telling kids, it's funny you saying that, like, it takes him to have a shitter for you to come out on top, but you still need to be performing, and your go-kart needs to be prepared properly for that to happen.
100%, yeah.
Like, kids are always telling me, but yeah, that other kid's faster. And you're like, well, with that mentality, you're always going to come second to them, because if you are driving properly and with discipline and you're doing all the right things, all it does take is them to have a shitter. But you don't want to believe straight away that they're always going to be better than you, because you're going to have a shitter. They're going to have a shitter.
Right.
Like, in reality, you've already lost the battle at that point where you're like, I'm coming second to this guy this weekend. Like, everyone has a bad day.
Beat him, you probably won't.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you've already lost it. And they may be having a shitter, but you've got it in your head that you're not anywhere near as fast as him, when in reality, you may be faster than...
Yeah, you just got to have some self-belief, and if you can envision it, you can achieve it, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So if you've got a kid who he's maybe not performing as well, and he's thinking he's not as fast as someone else, like, what are you telling him? Like, what is that mindset that you're trying to put him in? You know, what should he be thinking to help him be in that winning mindset?
I literally exactly that. Like,
Yeah.
You cannot have it. I said to a kid last club day, and you'll know this driver as well, wasn't having the best weekend. And I'm like, well, your brain is a tool for your own performance and not another competitor. So stop making another competitor. And then he went out and blitzed it, and the kid ended up on the podium. Under the marquee, it was our only podium, which was nice, because we did have kids that couldn't get themselves out of the rut, despite having quite a lot of speed.
So it's really interesting, because more recently I found that I was getting frustrated because I wasn't performing, like, even in four stroke, right? Because I knew I was fast. Well, I believed I was fast, but I wasn't, right? And it was getting frustrating. And then the next race weekend, I realized, like, I need to just shift my mindset to, I'm there to have fun, because I think when you're in that mindset of having fun, that's when you become confident, and then you actually do better as a result.
You enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Like, when you're having fun, you actually do better.
And it's like these kids that come in,
relieve some of that stress as well.
There's no pressure.
The kids that come into coaching, and Jordi would know this as well, and when you need to motivate them and teach them to drive, they're increasing their trajectory as becoming a better driver at a much slower rate than kids that are having fun, because they want to learn. You don't need to motivate them and teach them how to drive. You just show on in, you teach them how to drive. They want to be there. They want to soak it in like a sponge. They want to be better. They're driving better. Like, they're making the most of that situation of being at the track a lot more. So,
I remember when I was a kid in junior light, or maybe junior clubby, there was a race weekend where my dad couldn't make it, so we had a mechanic, on the tools, and really good friend of ours that knew karting inside and out, and we paid him for coaching and stuff back then. And I think I did a fair bit better than I was doing with Dad, because, like, Wayne, my coach, wasn't stressing me out as much, and I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go, and I wanted to prove to Wayne I was good and all that sort of stuff. I think there's a balance between too much pressure and you're not focused on the right things. You're focused on, I hope Dad doesn't get mad that I fuck this up. Or it was that puck, and I was just, felt a lot freer, and I could drive without the stress. It could have been maybe the car was just on rails that weekend, and that's why I did well, but no, there's a correlation in my mind between your stress levels and, pressure to perform versus just going out there and just, seeing what you can do, sort of thing.
As a coach, you're not telling the kids to tidy their shoes up and tidy their room up and do the dishwasher at home. They're going to listen to you. Whereas, I didn't listen to my dad, and everything he said at the go-kart track was true. But I didn't take heed with anything that he said until now, when I look back on it and went, for the time I'm at the go-kart track and Jordi's telling me the same shit that Dad was telling me for the last 20 years. Like, fuck, he's actually correct the entire time. I didn't see that. Just because I got yelled at just previously because I didn't clean my dishes. Dad, I didn't clean my dishes.
Like, Dad, I know, I know what I'm doing.
So now I'm like, oh, Dad was correct the entire time. So thanks, Dad. Sorry for making 20 years of karting hell for you. So
10 years too late.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's probably a good time to wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed the chat. Please let us know what to add, what you liked. Do you want it shorter, longer? Let us know.
Yeah, like we're trying to make it better as we go.
Kind of still finding our footing a bit. So any suggestions? We're happy to hear them.
Yeah,
sweet,
cool.
See you for the next one.
Yeah, see you for the next one. Cheers.